Hey, hello, good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good night.
And maybe a light jog.
A light jog?
Not for me. I just mean for them.
Right.
I do hear from people that they like listening on a jog because they don't know how much time has passed.
Oh, awesome.
So it's good jog material.
Right.
So welcome aboard to the Juan Epstein podcast. I want to say right away, before we get to this big episode where there's a lot of ground to cover, I want to give a shout out to our friends at Bevel.
Oh.
GetBevel.com.
If Bevel was a person, I would ask him to be the best man in the renewing of my vows.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's how much of a friend.
Are you considering naming your soon-to-be baby girl BabyGetBevel.com?
I wasn't.
Sounds?
But I could, because she will be smooth like when you use a bevel razor.
That's very, very true. Guys, if you're trying to get an amazing experience with a razor, one that's made for skin just like yours, to prevent things like irritation, things of that nature, razor bumps, all those things that people, you don't want that. You want to go to Bevel. GetBevel.com. They will hook you up with a great deal, and you'll be supporting the Juan Ep podcast. All you have to do is, wait for this, use the password Juan Ep. If you go to getbevel.com and use Juan Ep, they're going to take care of you. So big shout out to them. Keep the Juan Ep podcast going by supporting us over there and get yourself an amazing razor.
And I just want to say to all our listeners that don't have coarse or curly hair, you can also use Bevel.
Oh, of course. You can still
It's a smooth shave either way.
Either way.
But it helps people who normally can't or shouldn't use a razor.
It's fantastic. So you were just telling me a story off the air that I said required being told on the podcast because it's not funny. It's quite the opposite. It's scary, but it's interesting and bizarre. So take us through what happened in your class yesterday.
So I've been teaching these improv classes. Yesterday was the final one of the second session. And we're like 20 minutes away from the ending. And there's a guy and a girl doing a scene. And the girl has some kind of seizure or stroke or some kind of medical happening.
And what appears to be a pretty serious one.
Yeah, we had to call 911. The two paramedics came, took her away in one of those chairs, those like little foldable wheelchair things.
So
scary.
So what the hell happened?
We don't know. I don't want to say her name because I don't want to embarrass her.
Of course not.
She's doing a scene, and we do these scenes called breakup scenes, right? So basically, you're acting out how you would act in a breakup, but it's not a romantic relationship. So the relationship they were in, I think, was like, or like an example of a relationship is like what I had, like hip-hop mogul and rapper. So one person's a hip-hop mogul, one person's a rapper, now do a breakup. How would the words you use for a breakup, but in this job relationship? Whatever. They're doing the scene. She's on the floor because she's like crying from breaking up. In the scene. She goes to stand up and kind of stumbles a little, and we all thought it was part of the scene. Then she finally stands up, and she continues on with the scene, talking to the guy, and talking as if she was using words, but it wasn't words. It was just like mumbling and gibberish.
And at this point, you're thinking this is maybe still the scene.
Okay, she's so upset by breaking up with this guy in the scine, she can't speak.
And you're like, did it seem like a good performance? Or
yeah.
Like, whoa.
It was like, oh, that's funny. Like, we were laughing. Like, she's like, I don't, like, mumbling. So we're like, oh, that's funny. Then she goes to walk towards a chair and, like, half falls and someone caught her. And we were like, oh, something's happening here.
And at that point, do you go, so-and-so, are you okay? Did people try to communicate?
Yeah, everybody.
Was she beyond communication at this point?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody was, like, on her. So I was like, some people got to back up. There's one girl who's, like, sitting her down, waving air in her face. We try to get her some water. There's another guy on the other side talking to her, like, see if she's responsive. Other than that, everyone else should kind of back off, right? So my boy Christian went to go call 911. And she's like, she can't drink. She's like blinking, yawning a lot, like just over yawning.
This is terrifying.
It was, yo.
I'm not going to lie, this is terrifying.
It's fucking scary.
Was everyone pretty scared?
Everyone was, some people were frozen. I was frozen.
Anyone cry?
No, no one cried.
Just everyone kind of like.
And there's a girl in the class who has a stuttering problem, which is she stutters when she talks, never stutters in an improv scene. It's insane.
Have you talked about it with her? Like, is it
no, but she's like really open with it. She'll like, as soon as you meet her, she's like, I stutter. And she's like cool with it, right?
Wow.
And she lets you know, like, I know what it is. Don't make me feel weird about it.
Would it be weird to have her as a guest on the podcast? I'm very interested in that.
I think when she performs, she doesn't stutter. It's crazy.
So you think if we had her on as a guest, she would not stutter the entire time?
If she was on a mic, she's technically performing and would be good. So she goes, kind of whispers to the room, and it's crazy that it's her. The reason why I tell you she stutters is because what she said next. She whispers to the room, can everyone stop staring at her? And we were like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. We're all just staring at her.
Of course.
There's 16 people.
Like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah.
And at this point, she already knows if her brain's working at all, which we're assuming it was somewhat, she knows there's an emergency happening.
And they're telling her to blink if she can hear them, and she's blinking, and she's trying to squeeze their hand, but she can't talk.
And okay, you guys have no idea what happened?
No. So we grab her phone, trying to call someone in her phone to ask her. We didn't even technically know her last name, because it was like in the email. I had to like find the email to get her last name, and then we went in her wallet, so we got her last name, and the guy, a couple guys went with the paramedics to ask him like, where are you guys going, what happened, and they're like, we can't tell you anything. You're not family, so we don't know what to do. We're sending out an email to her. Hopefully, someone responds, or
hopefully she responds and says.
Crazy.
Wow, that's a way to end your. Besides that, how was the?
Somebody should have called their phone with her fucking phone.
Yeah,
we were panicking. No one knew what to do. We were like on her Siri and like, call home, you know.
And it called. You called home. Yeah, and no one answered.
We should have called ourselves.
Oh, that is so scary. I feel so bad for her.
And then like recently, I had CPR training because of the baby coming, and I was like, I mean, she's not any of the signs that I learned
that you know how to deal with.
But I wouldn't even want to do that. Like, the pressure is, woo. That's the first time I ever saw anything like that. I've seen people get hit by a car.
Let me tell you something about medical.
Let me tell you
you have?
Yeah.
You've seen someone get shot?
Yeah.
Who?
It's in front of a club. I don't know who it was, yeah.
And you, like, just during ruckus outside of a club,
Yeah.
you saw someone get shot?
Yeah.
What year are we talking about?
I don't know, 2001 or something.
The good year. The time when it was popping, literally was popping outside.
Yeah.
And what happened when the person got shot?
Nothing. They just fell to the ground like it burns. It's burning.
Did you call 911?
No, there was people there. There was cops there and everything.
Oh, cops were already there?
Yeah.
Did they die?
No, I don't think so. I hope not. I don't know. He got shot in his leg.
Note to self, don't hang out with Cipha Sound.
Yeah, but that was scary yesterday.
Man, that sounds really scary. Well,
scary.
We send our love and prayers. I know you're not a prayer, but
no.
I always say prayers. I don't necessarily actually mean literal prayers, but like I'm sending positive wishes.
But I try to I like positive vibes.
Like I'm saying exactly good vibes.
But yeah, when that situation, like as long as somebody went to go call 911, like I told Christian, hey, go call 911.
Right.
And go tell the people in the front to call 911. And then that's it. Other than that, because some people are like, put her head down. No, sit her up. Don't let her fall asleep. I'm like, none of you know anything. Nobody here is medically trained.
We're all guessing. Who's watched the most MacGyver?
MacGyver wouldn't even work. It would be more like
ER.
Yeah.
House.
Something.
Whew. I got to tell you, let me say something. Medical shit is terrifying.
Yeah.
My Alexa's uncle is very sick right now. And what's going on is so confusing. And you get to hospitals and you realize, let's talk about the matrix that hospitals are.
Yeah.
And that if you're, this isn't the case with Alexa's family, although I do think the only disadvantage I see with what's happening with Alexa's family, honestly, is that they're not Jews. I'm like, y'all don't understand how Jews get down in the hospital.
Yeah.
Let me explain.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. I've been around it since I was a kid. Like, when shit's not working out, someone's getting talked to.
Yeah.
More people are coming in. You're finding someone who's going to be your leader,
right,
who you're going to identify with, and you're going to get on the same page. Then,
if you're not on the same page, you're going to find someone
you're going to get out. And then I'm probably going to call someone I know who may be at a different medical facility to come in here to just look around like a family friend.
Right.
So they can be like, well, this is no good. This is no good. This is like you
like a contractor.
Exactly. So, but the thing is, if you're, and don't get me wrong, Alexis' family's doing a pretty good job. But I just think about it because, like, he's got a myriad of symptoms right now. Like, he's got bad physical health problems, but then his mental stuff is just not good either. And it really is deteriorating quickly, and not in a way that's like, the deterioration mentally is happening too fast. It's happening so fast that I know it's happening because of medical reasons. I'm not a doctor, but I do know I've watched dementia start before. It's not a 2-week thing,
right?
Generally.
Right.
You're not 68 years old and all of a sudden dementia hits and then a week later you can't talk about anything.
Yeah.
Something, to me, there's some sort of nutritional thing or something going on here. And so when you see this happening, you see all these questions, you realize that if you go into the hospital and you're uneducated, or you don't know this world at all, you're just getting...
World? The medical world?
Yeah, like you've never...
Or hospital politic world?
Hospital politics, none of us know. You figure that out as you go. But if it's a combination of that, maybe you don't speak good English. Maybe you're not that educated. Maybe you're not that confident.
Right.
There are a million ways that you could just go there and sit there and hope you get the best. And then they'll keep you waiting for days.
Yeah, and they, it's somebody's job. And everyone hates their job to a point where, like, it's not vacation, it's your job. So a nurse or a doctor goes there every day, sees crying family members every day, deals with charts and sick people every day. So they're desensitized. So you come in with your emotions high, and they're like, dude, there was a guy an hour ago crying way more than you. And how do you sift through that?
And how do you, knowing that they are that way, because you put that such a good way, how do you then know, well, I'm not letting you treat my family member like just some person who got wheeled in here.
Right.
This is getting fixed. Because there are situations when people come in there who are totally fixable who probably die.
Right.
Because people are being, like, understandably lazy at work. Just because they're used to their job.
Yeah.
Not everyone, but of course it happens.
And there's definitely, like, doctors and nurses get coffee breaks, right? Everyone gets a lunch break. And in that lunch break is when the thing that needed to be fixed had to get fixed with your family member, and it misses that window. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's somebody's job.
It's very strange when you think about it like that.
Yeah. I know, I should have called him. I know a girl who's an ER nurse. I should have fucking called her.
What to ask? What would you have done? Just afterwards to be like, what do you think this was?
When another friend of mine got sick, I called her and she was on it. She was on, is this happening? Is this happening? All right, take her here.
Speaking of which, I got to text our family friend because I'm asking our family friend who's at a better doctor, so our dear family friend's husband, I think his job is I think it's called a hospitalogist, meaning, I know it sounds weird, but like he does everything. He has medical background. He's a doctor and has medical background in every single thing that's going on. So he can be called into sort of any situation as opposed to like an endocrinologist or some sort of specialist.
You gonna text him now?
I'm just sending her a quick message right now so I don't forget. Anyways, that was a morose way to start the podcast.
Yeah, sorry guys. I hope your jog is going okay.
And by the way, if you want to reach out to us and maybe you work at a hospital facility and you could give us some insight. Because I am actually very interested in that. I could, by the way, I could do a Juan Epstein with an emergency room doctor and be very interested by the entire thing. I'm fascinated by that. Okay, so moving on to something else. I heard that you ran into one of my best friends this weekend. One of my. How could you not remember? How many people did you run into this weekend?
Oh yeah. Ricardo.
Yes, Richie. Yeah. Richie, don't listen to his Ricardo bullshit.
That's what he says his name was.
It is. You ever any friends where you know them as one thing, but then they become something else? But your whole life, they're just my whole family. He's Richie. But as a grown up, he's Ricardo. And people say, I'm like, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah. So I'm in Muji.
So yeah, where did you run into Ricardo? What's Muji?
It's a Japanese store. It's like a Japanese department store. There's a few of them in the city.
Okay. And why was Ricardo at the why were you at the Japanese department store?
I was there. They have really good. Why was I there? I was there for like I lost my toiletry bag.
Okay.
So I was getting the little shampoo containers, like the little travel things.
And why is this a good place to get that stuff?
They have like better quality. Like,
is it just because Japanese people like cool little mini shit?
Yeah, also that's another, there's anything cool and mini there you want. There's dope ass notebooks and pens and toiletries and little containers and all types of shit. Little travel stuff.
And do we have any idea why Richie was there?
No.
And
I don't think so. Him and his girl were there. They were just shopping.
How was this conversation with one of my dearest friends in life?
That's cool. He said because he went to Fallon the night before.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about him at Fallon and what's like Fallon, and he lives in Boston. I said I was just in Boston recently doing comedy. Because he said I met him before at your wedding, I guess.
Yeah.
And then that was it, just small talk. Which I'm against small talk. No. Sorry. Small talk is very different. It was casual talk.
It wasn't small talk.
No.
You're cool with casual talk.
Yeah, because small talk is weather and bullshit. I was legitimately interested in how being an audience member at Fallon is and who the guest was.
And did you talk about anything else besides this?
Boston, her job, his job.
Oh my God, this is a real chat. Chat up. A real chat, yeah?
Growing up you guys went to middle school together. Pulling your dicks out with each other.
No, he wasn't part of the dick out game.
Oh, no?
He was kind of gone by then.
Yeah, he left. I guess he didn't go to high school with you.
Yeah, he's...
Talked about New Hampshire a little bit. The mountains, snowboarding.
Oh, my God.
Other Asian things.
What? Okay. Well, because you're at an Asian place.
Yeah. So I guess they were going to get Japanese food. And also next door from the Muji is this place closing down on Broadway. I think it's called Pearl River. It's funny because when I was walking by, I looked in there and like, what the fuck is this place? Like all like women's Chinese clothing and stuff.
By the way, Richie is one of those people that is...
Ricardo
is one of those people that is so polite that he like didn't bother me again all weekend. He hit me up once, like told me he'd be there, but then like never hit me up again.
He seems very polite.
I mean, did he? He's the most polite. Well, was he wearing the whitest outfit imaginable?
It was pretty white.
Like well put together though. Like he's a well put together.
Like a 3/4 length jacket.
Yes, he's a well dressed guy.
But it was definitely, I could tell it was his romp around New York outfit.
Right. And that was his romp around outfit. So imagine. By the way,
it wasn't like work shoes, but they were like maybe like those brown beat up boots people wear. They look like little, but they're like, romp around the city before we get our car out of parking and start driving back home.
Exactly. All right. So I'm trying to, I'm on our Patreon site, patreon.com/oneuppodcast, which by the way, we never even mentioned, but there are like 52 generous people on there right now, which you never mention. And these are people who donate us money.
Thank you.
Which I think we just took out. We had like a little bit of money in there. So, but I'm trying to find all the questions. There are questions here. I'm seeing some of them.
Well, I need to talk to you about some shit. We need to have an old school Cipha Sounds Rosenberg conversation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, before that though, we'll have that. Have you heard this? I saw all your posts about no small talk. Do you know this?
As time goes on, your talk keeps getting smaller. As Childish Lambs in his short shorts, he's got no time for your short.
What is this?
The
2 gold chains and I still don't ever wear them. Why would I wear them?
What's happening?
Do you know it, Carter Girl?
Watch them hate it.
That Childish Gambino?
Yeah, wait for the chorus.
Bitch, I'm taking calls, no small talk.
Oh.
Bitch, I'm taking calls,
No small talk.
Is this older?
Bitch, I'm taking calls.
It's on his last mixtape. It's on the drama one.
I remember. Yeah, I did.
I just thought you'd want a theme song for No Small Talk.
That's good, actually.
And I do want to clarify. Don't you agree? How do you feel about? Because I was making fun of you today with Laura Stiles. I was like, of course, Cipha has a way now. He's always hated small talk, but now he's publicly saying he hates small talk, which gives him even more reason to not be able to talk to people. Don't you agree though? You give like 10, 15 seconds of small talk. You don't like when they try to go to the next layer.
Yeah, no.
When you bump
There's
into
4 or 5 exchanges of small talk, which is absolutely necessary.
and you're okay with it.
Yeah, it's necessary.
Okay. So you start off and you're like, hey, Cipha, haven't seen you in a minute. How are you, bro?
That's fine. That's real.
Everything's been good though. Everything's cool. Like I know you're not at the station anymore. Everything's cool.
No problem.
All right.
That's good.
So
I don't know your family. You don't know mine. Don't ask how the fam is doing. Don't ask how's the fam?
How's the fam?
Who the fuck do you know in my family?
But why do you have to take it so? Why do you go to so far though?
It's bullshit.
Okay, so where can they go after this? So you're saying once they do a how are you? Let's say they know you from fantasy football. They go, fantasy football was fun this year. Yeah, you gonna do it next year?
Yeah, probably. Of course, yeah, I'll do it.
I'll do it too. Now where can they go? Do they either go to they either walk away? It's over. All right, man.
Where are we?
Same place you saw Richie. You're in the store. Ricardo.
Okay.
Did they just they can go, all right, man, well, take care of yourself.
Right.
Or if they want to take it to the next step, where would they go? It would have to be something that's relevant to what you know about them, right? Or like what if they asked a real question about something in the world? Like
what?
A real question.
I'm fine with real questions.
So if they said you out of the blue,
I like conversation. I like real questions. I'm very inquisitive. I like learning. I like hearing about things.
You're a big learner.
Yeah.
So what if they were like, dude, did you hear that Hillary Clinton announced today that she's running for president? How's that? Is that still small talk?
No, that's meaningful.
Meaningful-ish? Not. It seems like it's on the line for you. You're not jumping up and down about it.
Okay, but all right. No, that's a fine step into the right direction. My response is I'm not into politics. I'm not into politics.
By the way, which should instantly make the person think you hate them.
Huh?
Which should instantly make the person think you hate them.
No, I don't. Not in here. I don't follow politics.
Oh, okay. If you say it like that, it's fine.
Yeah. No, I didn't hear about it. I don't follow politics. I like House of Cards, though. You watch House of Cards?
So you would probably do that too.
Yeah.
So we can't ruin any shows or talk about any shows, but I thought this House of Cards season was awesome.
I don't
I finished
understand
it.
that rule. You can't. This spoiler alert thing is getting out of fucking control.
Well, I guess
it's a fucking TV show, man.
And by the way, nothing happens on that show this season, for the record. That's so crazy that you can't talk about it. I mean, I guess if you talk about, there's one death that is important to the whole season.
And the way it happens is hilarious.
And the way it happens, which I predicted. And I said to my wife, I'm like, it's not over. Yeah. It's not over. But you know what made it hilarious? What made it hilarious is that they don't show it.
I know.
That's what makes it instantly kind of funny.
It reminded me of something else.
I know. It's coming to me right now. It reminds you of... It's not Portlandia, but it's like Portlandia-ish. It's like...
where it just cuts to, like...
There's some skit, though, where you keep seeing people die. And they're back and they're digging a grave over and over again. And they keep getting added to the grave. They keep killing more people.
I don't remember, but it just cuts. Yeah.
Someone tell us what we're thinking about. There's that skit. By the way, you have to be so inside to know what we're talking about. We're talking about the inside of the show without talking about it. And then what that reminds us of. But there's some skit where it revolves around like, oh, I know what it is. It's a whatchamacallit video. It's a Lonely Island video, I think. I'm pretty sure it's a Lonely Island thing.
Then
where
I know it.
You haven't watched a lot of Lonely Island?
No.
What about Ross Trent?
I saw once.
It's the best ever. Anyways, so and did you watch Game of Thrones yesterday?
Yeah.
On it, first episode.
Yeah.
How you up to date on Mad Men?
No.
Did you watch last season? You're caught up.
I just bought the last 2 seasons to watch.
Last 2 seasons?
Yeah.
You're a disgrace.
Yeah.
Absolute disgrace.
Yeah.
Kind of fun though that you have that, because guess what? You're about to be spending some time at home.
Yeah.
Are you prepared for a little bit of a slowdown?
Yeah. That's why I've been going so hard the last couple of months.
You're going hard body karate.
Yeah.
I wonder if you're gonna like it. I mean, obviously you're gonna be excited because you're gonna have the baby, so it's gonna be like a whole new thing.
Yeah. I'm also looking forward to like writing and cleaning up the closets.
And just like being around.
Yeah.
Do you know how long your wife's taking off work yet?
I'm trying to get like 6 months, 5 months.
Has she been there at her job for a long time?
Yeah.
Long enough where they would probably look out and let her get some time.
Well, she has like 4 months, I think, and then she has like some vacation time.
Now I just lay back and mac on some Mac-ish. I used to have the back of Mac and back of the act. Now I redact the stack, plan the blacks on the chat. It's like that, but don't think I won't counteract when it gets a strap. And quick to lay an inch on his back. I'm swift with the Mac, quicker than Kung Fu with the reflexes of a cat.
Dude, DJ Clue fucking hates me because when Flex and Clue were going at each other, I just jump in.
Yeah.
Because that's the guy I am at the station. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, if we're fighting, I'm fighting. Especially when fighting doesn't involve actual punches. Fantastic. It's just verbal fighting. I can jump in that fight all day. And then I fucking saw Clue recently. Oh my God. I was like, dude, I know everything's everything, but I looked up, I looked up to you growing up, of course. And he was just like, I'm not kidding. He didn't give me shit. I was like, you know what? Fuck you then. Your blends suck anyway.
So yeah, I don't know. Like my friend Andrew Schultz does a podcast with Charlemagne.
Yeah.
And at the time, people thought we did have weirdness with Charlemagne. Nothing personal. But
I know. By the way, you're psychotic for not taking that personally.
Why?
That's where we disagree.
Well, why?
Because he came for your fucking job, dude. I will never understand.
No, he didn't,
Yes,
though.
he did. Yes, he did. He recut the audio of you saying things to make it worse.
But that's what we all do.
No, I've never done that. Have you done that?
We don't do it in a malicious way, but we do it in a funny way.
But he did it in a malicious way.
We made Hillary Clinton say the N-word.
I don't even remember that.
We chopped it up. We took a "n" from something else she said and made her say the N-word.
But that was something that's totally unbelievable. We didn't pawn it off as being real. They pawned it off as being real. They didn't go, ha ha ha, Cipha sounds. They were like, this guy's a piece of shit. They intentionally made it sound like your views were something they should not be to make you look worse to a community that you actually loved. You can get over that, dude. I'm never going to. And when the first time I met Charlemagne in person, he said, oh, you've said all this shit about me. And I said, of course I am. You fucking went for Ciph's neck and you absolutely shouldn't have.
Man, that's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Believe me, I think it's psychotic, as does Ebro. Ebro and I, the three of us are all totally different. Ebro's in between us too. But I don't understand how you don't take that personal. He wanted the result to be you getting fired.
No, he wanted the result to be his show being better.
Fine. Them gaining ratings points.
Right.
And if that resulted in you getting fired, so be it. 100%. You can't, listen.
Wait, what do you mean, so be it? Like, so
then he doesn't care. If you had gotten the shit kicked out of you, or you had gotten
because of that,
yeah, it would have just been like, oh well, what the fuck? And that doesn't change. It's the same thing that happened. They did it again.
If I got the shit kicked out of me, it's my fault because I wasn't watching my back.
But you could still resent the person who made someone believe something about you that's not actually true.
So then
because
I should hate K Fox for putting me in that situation.
I don't know why you refuse to hate the person who actually butchered the audio, changed it, replayed it, made you donkey of the day.
But even
K Fox didn't mean to do it. He meant to do it.
You're saying intentionally?
Of course it was intentional. Okay. I heard the real audio, and then I heard the version they played.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
How could that not? You have problems. You have problems.
It doesn't bother me.
But he literally went for your livelihood, and you don't care.
It wouldn't affect my livelihood.
It could have.
But I would just do something else.
That's insane. So what, now you want to go be friends with the guy? You think he's a moral stand-up guy? Would you bring him around your kids? Would you think this is a moral man who I would trust?
I mean, I spoke to him, and we talked about it.
So do I. Listen, I respect him as a talent. I think he's a funny dude.
Yeah,
I don't respect him as a man.
I wouldn't be friends with him as of right now, today. I wouldn't be friends with him, but not because of that. I just don't know him enough to be friends with him. Maybe one day I will be friends with him.
And you wouldn't expect to be like, hey, why'd you do that? Why'd you change the... And you would just go, no, I know why he did it. He did it because he wanted to get more attention for his show.
we're in a game, a battle.
Yeah, but us in battle have never... There's so many things you could have exposed and said during that time. You know people very well.
What, of him? The shit I know about him? Or anybody?
Yes.
Yeah, but
you didn't know things about his co-host? You don't know plenty of things about everyone?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course you do. And you would never do that because you're a moral person.
Yeah, but that's just me. I don't expect anyone else to be moral.
I mean, listen.
Well, not moral. That's a bad word because I do some immoral shit. But
we all do. No, I'm not saying we all do. But
I don't expect anyone to be that. That's just my personal way of life, my philosophy.
I mean, listen, I commend you for it and think you're psychotic simultaneously. Listen, I don't remotely wish bad.
I'm trying to think, do I have any enemies?
And by the way, no, and I still don't even, for me, I don't actually consider Charlemagne an enemy. I don't want bad things to happen to him. There's no one I feel that way about. Yeah. But I did think I wouldn't want to work with him because of seeing that display. I was offended by that. Damn. I mean, I wouldn't. They did it again. They chopped up. They found out the rumors came out that Floyd Mayweather couldn't read, and they took audio of him reading drops badly.
Yeah.
When artists give us drops, that's
private.
That's like them hooking us up with a gift. Yeah. And if you then expose them on that shit, that is so low. No one cares. I mean, I guess people get over it, but
so now what do you do with that though? I just have him on a list of someone you'll never work with or be cool with, or like what does it do for you to have that?
Nothing. You're right. I think we should say hello to our friends at getbevel.com.
Wait a minute. Right now?
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. GetBevel.com. Head over there right now. Type in Juan Ep. Okay, that's the code, Juan Ep. They will hook you up with an amazing deal, a razor that will change your life. Ciph, your skin is so smooth and luxurious.
I've told you, I've never put a razor to my face since I got this bevel.
No, you've never put a razor to your face beforehand, ever.
Ever.
It is the first time.
And it's amazing. Smooth. Silky.
So, ladies and gentlemen, maybe you're someone like Ciph. You've always used clippers. You never used a razor. You were scared it'd be bad for your skin. If Cipha Sounds tried it, don't you think you can try it? GetBevel.com, the code WANEP. Support the podcast and get an amazing razor. I commend that you're able to let things go and not hold on to it, because honestly...
I hold on to a lot of things, but it's stuff that I do to me. Because me and me, we don't get along that well.
See, that's the thing. Me and me, we're fucking great. I know where I'm flawed. I know who I am as a person. I know the things. I mean, serious though. You and I are very different in terms of like how we approached ourselves.
Yeah.
And even in terms of like you look at our relationship and the things you and I fight about and the things that you pointed out things to me about myself that I learned from seeing through your eyes.
Yeah.
And
vice versa.
And some of those things I tried to like change and be like, fuck, that's annoying. Why do you do that? You should do that better. There's some things I can't change about myself.
Yeah.
There's some things I sincerely feel like crappy about. None of it's really though. None of it has very much to do with like my business interactions.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like Charlamagne, when he went in on me for, snitching on Wiz Khalifa or something like that, right?
Yeah, you snitched.
I snitched, I know. Me and Wiz were out there fucking bitches together. And then I left the house and I called. I was like, yo, Amber, you're not going to believe what this guy's doing. Like, I've learned to accept that a bottom line is people are going to not like certain things about me. I don't like other things about myself. I'm a human being. Of course, I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
It just so happens the things that people who are my quote unquote like work enemies or people who come out, it just so happens the things they say about me are bullshit. Like it's not based on actual reality. And but I still work on all the other things on my own that I wish I did better. Maybe you and I are different in that sense that you have a personality that's not as grating or you're not as egomaniacal, but I am not as good. Like, for example, me and Elliot Wilson butt heads, right? But there's an actual mutual respect when we butt heads. Okay. Even the issues we argue about, there is a legitimate respect for what the other person has done.
Right.
And we treat each other such. So it's very confusing. I just don't want to understand what the fuck it is. Like I'm flawed, but I'm a good dude, and my interest in hip hop is fucking pure.
That's the argument. That is my argument.
Which part?
Like people that don't like you that say shit to me. Why you fuck with him?
How often does this happen?
Good, enough.
God, why don't people say it about you? You're an asshole half the time, and everyone loves you.
I don't know. Everyone doesn't love me.
I don't hear it very much.
But why do you fuck with him?
With the exception of MTV. Once you get out of the MTV building, everyone loves you.
And then I just say, and they're like, oh, why you fuck with him? Or did he do this? Or he did this weird to you? And then I'm like, nah. And then they'll say something, I'm like, nah. Oh, they'll say something about hip hop. Like, he don't really fuck with hip. And I'm like, well, okay. I'm going to jump in now. The one thing that I know for sure is that guy loves and fucks with hip hop.
Well, why do you have to even say that?
But to my point is why I can fuck with you, because there's a lot of things you do that I don't like.
That sounds really broad. I mean,
I know. That doesn't sound right.
That didn't sound. I mean, that's too much.
There's a lot of personality traits. No, okay. You have some personality traits that I usually avoid in other people.
Okay.
But I deal with it with you because of the love you have for hip hop and the way we can merge in our love for 90s underground vinyl era college radio.
So basically what you're saying is the only thing that you can tolerate about me is that we love the same sliver of 90s hip-hop on vinyl.
Not tolerate.
If it wasn't for the fact that we both hung out in Fat Beats in 1996, you would basically never talk to me.
You wouldn't be someone I normally...
What about our love of comedy?
Yeah, that too. Comedy's in there.
I
You're
mean,
right.
what about the fact that we're both generally good people who do right by people? Like,
Yeah,
you don't
fine.
think I'm I mean, like, I'm sure, like, when people come up to you, it sounds like they're like, why do you fuck with Rosenberg? We know what he is. What do people fucking think I am? In fact, everything with me is what you see. It's all out there.
I know. What do they think you're
Everything is there. I do
What
it
are
on
you
the
hiding?
on
You're
the
not-
radio every day. Every flaw, everything that's embarrassing about me, I have fucking said already. I don't know what they think is the secret agenda. By the way, I'm emotional. I get into beefs with people because I'm sensitive and I don't like people talking about me. I'm sensitive. I feel that way. Of course I do. I don't like being disliked in our stupid industry. And
You don't like being disliked.
I don't.
I don't care if I'm disliked.
I know. That's what we're figuring out here. You really don't.
I don't care.
Not just on Twitter, but like in real life. Like if I was to tell you that like someone in the industry who we both deal with, I was like, dude, I got to tell you. So-and-so, who you thought you were kind of cool with,
Yeah.
can't fucking stand you, dude. Not like you thought they were best friends. You just thought you were cool.
I'd be like, really? Damn, I thought we were cool. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something that bothers me that just happened yesterday.
With me?
No. Something that's been on my mind slightly.
Okay.
This is something that bothers me. Some kid in my improv class said to another person in my improv class that, like, basically around what? Why?
Oh my God. What? This, you can't.
Basically saying something like, "Oh, I think he's just doing it to take the money or some shit." And like,
It sounds like what people say about me.
but I'm just like,
But there is no money.
yo, my man, if you know the fight to just even get on at UCB and the amount of not us, meaning Latinos and black people, diverse people. I mean, that's pretty much, I put up a class and it's mostly black and Spanish kids in my class.
Of
Couple
course.
white people.
Right.
Couple, that's black and Spanish.
Mostly black.
And I'm like,
Spanish.
okay, this is who fucks with me. Black and Spanish kids. When I say, hey, are you funny on your block? You want to make it into something? People used to say I was funny when we took road trips. I turned it into something. Do you want to do the same thing? I figured out somewhat of a formula that I can share with you and maybe get a group mind together and we could do this on this journey together to figure out how we could take being funny on the block and funny around our friends into a somewhat career, right? Mm-hmm. And for somebody to say, I'm just doing it to take kids' money, fucking... And then so like, I walked around all day like, oh man, fuck that kid, right? But that's like...
Do you know who it was who said it?
Yeah. But I'm like kind of joking. And one day I'm going to pull the kid aside and be like, yo, I'm doing this for this and this and this. And that's the extent of angry I get. And I keep it moving.
But I know, and I'm jealous of you for that. And it's just like, I do get affected by that. And even though I know they don't really believe it deep down, right? And like, who cares?
Let me just say one thing real quick. I thought the kid said that after class.
Oh, he said it before he started the class.
So then I learned today he said before class. Just that little tiny bit of information switched everything.
Well, listen, Ciph, all the people who say that I don't do shit for hip hop or don't love hip hop, they don't know relate.
Yeah.
They don't know my relationships with. They think the only artist I have a relationship with is like Kendrick Lamar, right? Mm-hmm. They don't know that on my phone I'm texting every day with rappers they'll never hear of.
Yeah.
They don't fucking know. They're never going to know. They don't know that all these things. They could go ask a lot of rappers why they have the relationship we have. And they could be like, oh, because Rosenberg reached out to me when... And I'm talking about that ranges from guys who are huge now to guys who are nobodies. It's the same thing. And I guess just when you're super passionate about something, it would be like, I mean, even though I'm making a comparison when there's no reason, because hip-hop's, I could just keep with this, but it's like if someone was to come and be like, yo, I know that reason you do the Cheap Heat podcast on Grantland. It's not because you really love wrestling. You just trying to fucking get your voice heard. I'd be like, but I already get my voice heard.
Well, why do you waste your time, is what I'm saying. I laugh at shit like that, and nobody really... People diss me. I laugh, man. And I'm sure there's a bunch of comedians that talk shit behind my back. There's a bunch of industry dudes that talk shit behind my back. Who gives a fuck?
I know, but isn't it weird? Isn't this how this speaks to more than anything the difference of the human psyche, right? There are other things in our lives that I'm probably so much more confident about than you are, right? And you probably beat yourself up about this thing that I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? By the way, this portion of the podcast is brought to you by shrimp. They're fucking delicious. And they smells great too. But isn't that weird? But then you don't get affected at all by people chattering about you, and I get really, like, I don't like it. But guys, I used to like it. Ebro would be like, I love fighting with the savages and the animals on Twitter. I don't. I hate faceless, nameless eggs that just attack me for no reason and say nasty things. And then, by the way, I was out in Brooklyn all weekend. I was at the Barclays Center Friday night and Saturday night. There was a game on Friday night and a fight on Saturday night. I had many interactions in Brooklyn over the weekend. What percentage of them do you think were people saying, I don't fuck with you, Rosenberg?
0.
That's right. What percentage was, yo, either you're fucking hilarious or I fuck with what you do for hip hop, G? What percentage?
100.
That's correct. So why are we more impacted?
Killing it with the question.
Yo, no, you're on point. You're fucking perfect. Why do I get more obsessed with the faceless, nameless eggs that say things than I am the real human beings?
You know what? I notice I do get, I guess, the normal human. I catch it for a second. I get upset, right? I'll read good comment, funny. You're funny. I miss you on the radio. I love you. Funny. Da. Yo, you suck. I start to focus on that guy. What? Why does he? And then I just either keep going or I delete. And then that's it. But for a second, I'm like, oh, I'm going to write this guy back. Fuck him. I don't. I'm like, why do I care?
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I
G-Code writes back.
What, something nasty? Don't. On your own or on
like,
his?
check your spelling, dude. Or some shit like that.
I like that. So I don't know if I told you this already in the podcast. If I did, I'm a douche and I apologize. South by this year was different.
Oh yeah, you told me.
I told you, right? It was weird. It was like, I literally at one point where, like a douchebag, I pulled my hat over my head because I was sick of being recognized. I was like, okay, this is now it's getting to the point of unpleasant. I can't, I need to have like a minute to smoke a cigarette and do whatever I'm doing and not get bothered.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Good,
crazy good, right? And yet I'm more impacted by a faceless egg with 10 followers. Not if they say something stupid like you're a Jew fuck, but if they say something that in any way taps into one of those things, like, then it bothers me. You know, my wife made a really good point too. You know, my wife is doing a lot of Mets.
That fucking chick talking about?
You wanted to say bitch, but you thought it would sound too offensive on the podcast. In real life, you would have said bitch, but on the podcast, you'd be like, yo,
but you know I would be joking.
I know.
Now, let me ask you something. Does she know I'm joking?
Yes. I would think so. Oh, by the way, I have to tell you something. You know
if
what?
I said what up bitch to her in the street, would she know I'm like fucking around?
Yeah. From you? Yes. By the way, I have to tell you something, and I'm going to reveal this in the podcast. We've been very honest with each other. I have to tell you something that happened the other day between me and your wife. Oh, yes, I do. I took a picture of your wife.
Yeah.
And I showed it to my wife. And that's it. But when I took the picture, I literally was like, the flash wasn't working. I was like, hurry up, camera, before Cipha comes out and thinks I'm going to post a picture of his wife to the internet. And Drewski's standing behind me and he's like, yo, I almost want to stop you just because I know what Cipha would think, even though I know that's not why you're taking the picture. But I got to say, not to be like...
Of her or with her?
No, it was just, well, I was holding the camera. She was so, not to be a total girl, but your wife's kind of like glowing, beautiful, pregnant right now. She looks all happy and adorable. So my wife wasn't out, and there's a good chance she's about to pop. So I took a picture to show my wife. And I kind of want to get my wife, get the mindset going. Look how cute you can be when you're pregnant. And she was like wearing Bape. It was like very cute because it was like very Cipha. Like she's all pregnant, but like the Bape is all, it's like ape stretched around her stomach.
You told me you were talking to her.
Yeah, we had a good little chat. It's funny.
Oh, yeah? What were we talking about?
You?
Because I said, what were you talking about? She goes, I have no fucking idea.
Shut up! I almost said her name. Shut up,
you!
You
Like whispering backstage, right?
Yeah, no, nothing. We were asking how you're doing. Talking post Hot 97. She was asking how Hot 97's going. I was reiterating my theories to her that I've already reiterated on the podcast, which she listens to, by the way. Does she listen to most of our podcasts? Or just that one, like just the one about. It was the one that like kind of was towards the end.
I don't even know if she listens to the podcast.
She listened to that one.
Oh, shit.
But everyone, that was the one. So
Oh, shit.
yeah, she's out here. Exactly. Better keep an eye on that one. You never know what she's bound to do. By the way, what are you interrupting him for? I have to know. You love to interrupt him. Is this anything relevant at all? Was that something worthwhile that she interrupted you for?
Kind of, but not really.
I will tell you this, though. What I like about non-Carhartt girl, she does get very passionate and excited about information related to you. You can tell she really cares about the shit you're doing. You're not going to get compliments from Ciph, but I will give you compliments from Ciph.
Compliment her.
You do?
Yeah, she's amazing.
Does she be honest, do you think Carhartt girl or Jace gets better treatment from you than your previous assistants?
Yes.
Why?
Because she's...
Is she more on point?
No.
Where does she rank? How about that? Let's start there. Where does she rank? And who's the best? Who's the fucking gold standard for Team Cipha sounds in history? Who's the gold standard?
It's different. I mean, Drewski.
I mean, he has to.
Drewski,
I
yeah.
figured he's the gold standard.
Drewski is... She's not far from Drewski, though. It's just different, though.
Well, yeah, he had different skills he brings to the table, of course.
She gets better treatment because she's more like... I've never met anyone that is like, anytime, meet me at 3 a.m. on 125th Street. Like, she's there. Like, instant, no fight, no argument. Like...
And not late.
Backpack, ready to go. Like, at any moment, anywhere. No job, like a soldier, yo, ready to roll at any moment. The only thing is Drewski was like, I don't know her fighting skills.
You know Drewski's. He's capable.
And I'll go to war with anybody, just me and Drewski. Anybody, 10, 20 people, I don't give a fuck.
You've seen Drewski do that kind of damage before?
No.
You
but
just
I
know what
his
he's
heart.
like. You know his heart. Yeah.
I know his heart.
I feel the same way about Hip Hop Mike.
Yeah, I love Hip Hop Mike.
I know.
I don't know why he's so cool with you, but
I know. I got a good one.
like I was
Maybe because I'm not the piece of shit that all these.
I was at
podcasts
the
listeners
Groove
think
Candy party watching you DJ, laughing at you, making fun of me.
of course.
And I was like, I'm not going up there until I saw Hip Hop Mike. And I was like, I gotta go say what's up to Mike.
You're a piece of shit. You really are a
I went. No, I'm gonna tell you why I went. Really,
Why did you go?
because my girl G Code is learning to become a DJ
Whoa.
now. Not some bullshit industry fake girl DJ. A real love for hip hop, love for music. Gonna teach her the way it's supposed to be DJ.
Really?
So I said, let's go watch Rosenberg because he actually spins with vinyl. And I want you to see if you see a difference. But we got there too late.
Perfect. April 25th, you'll be there. Is that on your calendar? Mm-hmm. All right, perfect. Baby's All Right in Brooklyn. And it's me. Also, and I added a real, like, I'm a new 45 DJ. I added Breakbeat Lou to the lineup to come play some vintage shit.
Why am I on there? I'm not playing for you.
Yeah, by the way, is there any chance
No.
that you would play vinyl?
No.
Come on, just go get a crate.
No.
Send her.
No. Those crates have been...
You don't have one active just from the day crate?
they've all been taken out and put in shelves.
All right, well, then you're going to play Serato. It's fine. The whole night doesn't have to be fucking... I'm not being strict. I'm not going to be a fucking weirdo about it.
Can't do it.
It may be fun.
No, it won't. It's not fun.
You want me to put together a crate for you? No, you'll hate it. Because I have a crate in my house. I have a lot of shit in my house. Like 90s hip-hop shit. Like Wu-Tang.
Who's going to carry them?
That was borderline adorable. And people heard it. It was in my head, but she's like, I will. It would be fun, though. She'd probably love to go with you to your house in Jersey and pick out a crate.
When do I have time for that? I got my album dropping soon, man.
The album's about to drop.
A Diamond Life.
And by the way, you know the deluxe edition is going to drop. I don't know what that. I'm trying to.
Placenta.
The placenta. The placenta's the deluxe edition. Yo, man, it's going down.
All right, we got to go, but I'm telling you right now, I'm cutting that umbilical cord with a bevel razor, baby.
And we out. We'll see you April 25th in Brooklyn. Baby's All Right. And, by the way, that's the name of the venue, right? I got it right, isn't it? We look at the flyer. I'm pretty sure it's Baby's All Right. And also, I'd like to give a shout out. So all these Patreon people, Ciph, we're supposed to ask questions. Next week, I'm going to make sure, that we answer these questions. Also, the Monster One Ep that we've been promising has not happened still. We've had amazing ones, including Mr. C Part 2, which we'll do, is that next week or the following? I think it's the following. But that wasn't...
We thought the most easy Part 2 that we could ever get after we left here got fucking difficult.
Still made it more difficult. Let's see what people said. Ludwin de la Paz wanted a shout out on Juan Epstein. Yo, what up, Ludwin? Thank you for supporting. We appreciate you. Let's see who this is. Andreas. Okay. Sorry, don't worry about it.
Andreas, isn't that like a Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, that's something else. One of my favorite stories is Jill Scott standing in the lobby of Jazzy Jeff Studio in order to get put on. Can you guys go over some of your favorite stories of stuff artists had to do to jumpstart their careers? Can be from old podcasts or just memories you have, stories you've been told behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You have any stories, Ciph, of people way behind the scenes standing outside?
Not now. At the end.
But is there one easy one that pops in your mind?
No.
All right, I'll bring that one back. He also is a Swizz Beats DMX one at possible. Ooh. I would love to hear about DMX's early life and get some insight into what made him so nuts. I don't know if we can verbalize it.
I know what it was. He was fucking abandoned and lived in foster homes and was forced to rob people to live.
See? There you go. The question has already been answered by Ciph. So next week, my sister-in-law was going to pull all these questions, but she's been in Mexico City. And by the way, they made it back to their flight, which is promising. I realize when you have family that travels to Mexico City.
Why were they in Mexico City?
Exactly. You treat it the way other people treat when people I'm traveling to New York. And they're like, it's so dangerous. That's what I was being like about Mexico City.
Why'd they go there?
They have friends who live there for a job. So they have friends who got a job, and the job took them to Mexico City.
Oh.
So now they
went to visit with the kids.
With the kids, exactly.
Have you ever watched Man on Fire?
I know. I said, "Are you guys just going to get out of the plane, walk out of the airport, and just hand your children? Just here you go. We know what you're doing. Take one of them. Let us keep the other." But we're overdoing it. That's the way people treat New York.
La hermandad. How you say the brotherhood in Spanish? La
Hermandad. Anyways, everything's okay in Mexico City. Is a wonderful place.
I forgot the speech. We used to play it on the radio.
What?
Christopher Walken's speech in that movie when he's in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
A man.
You do a terrible Christopher Walken.
I know.
Hey, we got to go. Did you ever find out the name of the venue officially? Did I have it right? Baby's All Right? What is... Oh, my God. I'm going to Google it right now. Ciph, do you have anything else? What about you think? Are you going to be doing another...
it starts tonight, another improv class, but it's already filled, so I'm not going to shout it out. I'll shout out the next one.
It's already filled up?
Yeah.
Oh, well, guess what? You're killing it. Yeah, that's right. It's Baby's All Right in Brooklyn. So come holler at us then. It's going to be a good time. Ciph, you have anything else?
No. Thanks for all the support. Catch me at that Comedy Cellar on a regular fucking basis, baby.
I mean, he's out here at that Comedy Cellar. You know what I'm saying? You can catch me in L.A. this Wednesday night.
Oh.
Not doing anything, but, I'll be around. You want to reach out, maybe hang with me and Dipperstein. We'll come by, get a little beverage. We out here. All right. So long.